So we're gonna see how she accelerates. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2022 Lexus RX 350L. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Lexus here in Murray for giving me some time with this RX 350L. And this is actually a pretty special RX 350L because it is an official event vehicle with Lexus, just because the Lexus dealership here has such a good relationship with the manufacturer, so they get cool vehicles like this. So you guys will notice there's some like stickers on the side because of that. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 290 horsepower. Now going over the front end of the RX 350L, notice that we still have Lexus's signature headlights here with the Lexus logo integrated right there into the accent light. And then you've got the projector bulb, parking sensors on the front end. Still have the same metallic grille here with the Lexus logo in the center that doubles as a sensor. And since I've reviewed quite a few RXs recently, I'm not going to spend too much time, but there's the front end. Now coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped on 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear, and of course we've got the decal right there. But anyways, you guys can see the design on the wheels. Got the silver with the dark metallic gray. You've got the plastic molding that continues all along the bottom portion. You've got the body painted mirrors. You have the chrome molding around the windows and then on the roof rails as well. And there's your full side view, so you can kind of see the side here of the L version, right, of the RX 350. Now, I'm going to quickly take a detour so you guys remember what that looks like from the side perspective. And then I just reviewed this 458 so you guys can see the different, or actually here's another 350, so this will show you guys a little bit better. So you can kind of see the size difference. So again, there's the 350, there's the 350L. So you can see a slight difference in the size. Here's our key fob. You got the lock / remote start, the unlock, and then we have the opening for the hatch. And now she's open. So popping here into the back, this is what the storage space looks like, and notice that the third row is up. You can throw the third row down, and you can also throw the second row down if you want a little bit more storage. Notice that you've got the switches for all of that. And moving over here, notice we have the first aid kit, and then underneath got the tab right here. You guys can see, got the cargo cover, all that fun stuff underneath that tab. But anyways, that's all for that. So now that that is closing up, I guess we will finish by going over everything in the rear, which now that is all closed. So notice that we have the normal RX styling with the Lexus logo. You've got the RX 350L badge right there. You've got the parking sensors on the rear, and there's the back of that. And again, there's the back of a regular RX, so you guys can see the difference. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Notice we got the wood trim here with all of the black leather just down below. Speakers there for the sound system. And then here are the seats in the second row. So we've got nice leather, perforated leather all down the center, and then you can see all that. We're gonna pop in here, and then don't worry, I will pop in the third row so we can test that out. So there's legroom and headroom as well, about 6 foot. There is the vents. And then we can pull this down right here. So you can see you've got this contraption with some USBs, and then that is just the cup holder situation. But speaking of that, let's pop back out. So you guys remember there's this little thing on the top of the seat. Pull that, and then that will pull the seat forward. And then you can see right here, you've got this for both. So notice that we can pull this lever, and then that lets you pull the seat forward and slide it forward, so then you can pop into the third row. So I didn't film me getting in because it was not graceful whatsoever. It is definitely cramped back here. You guys can see that, well, we've got a third row. You can't really have legs back here, but you can sit back here as long as you are Lego-less. Haha, see what I did there. Anyways, got the headrest. Really nice leather here. We got vents for the third row passengers. But yeah, you definitely would have to move the second row forward a little bit. But I mean, you could fit little kids back here. And also, yeah, headroom is not great, but I mean, that's kind of what it's like in this segment. Anyways, hopefully I can get out because I'm kind of stuck back here. But anyways, let's head to the front if I make it out. Dun dun dun. Now here's the door panel at the front. So notice you got the wood trim and then the leather all down below with all of our window controls. And then notice we've got the mirror adjustments, including the power folding mirror function. Memory seats, mirrors that have blind spot monitoring, and then another speaker there for the sound system. Lexus plaque. Here are these seats at the front. So again, nice leather, perforated leather all down the center. Power adjustments there on the side. pedals down below with the Lexus RX logo, and then notice you got this for the camera, the steering wheel, and then we've got that for the lights, and that's for the rear hatch. Steering wheel is automatically adjustable, and there's somewhere to look before we pop in. So here is our steering wheel. Notice we have really nice wood trim at the top, and then down below with the leather and then the contrasted stitching. Paddle shifters in the back for the 8-speed automatic. You've got that for the cruise control, and then also we got this for the center stack, lane departure, all that fun stuff. And then over here we've got our volume voice command controls, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and that's all. Now here's the center gauge cluster. Notice you've got the RPMs on one side, and then you've got the speed on the other side, and then that center screen that gives you basic vehicle information. And then we have a few different drive modes. We've got our eco, and then notice we have our normal, and then we have our sport mode that you can go between, and that's all for that. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, notice we got the backup camera with the bird's eye view, and then trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And then if I pop it over into drive, no front camera popping up, but we do have the other camera part of it. So we press this, notice it gives us our full 360 view. If you guys are wondering, that front camera thing's a setting that you can turn on or off when you pop it into drive. And aside from that, as for the rest of the infotainment system, since I've reviewed a bunch of RXs already, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Basically, great response time with the touchscreen itself, so you guys can see, press the buttons, really good response time. And then you've got a keypad you can control things via, and that's really easy to use. So yeah, they've doubled down on the controls. It's great. I like it. Now down below, notice we have the Lexus clock, and then we have the analog controls there for the radio. Analog climate controls has a dual zone climate. Wireless phone charger, well actually tri-zone rather, because it has rear climate. But anyways, notice we've got the USBs, and then you've got the phone holder right there. Automatic heated cooled seats, got the parking brake. We have the shifter for the 8-speed automatic. Analog controls for the infotainment system. Got the cup holders right here. And then notice we've got this for the drive mode select with the eco, the normal, and the sport. Got the locker, got the stability control. And then notice right over here with the USBs and the 12 volts, and then the stitching that goes through. And then we've got the glove box right here, which of course I pressed the wrong thing. Anyways, lined with felt. Leather all over the dash, which is nice. And then finishing things here at the top, we've got a sunroof, controls for the sunroof, and then softer headliner, and that's all. Well, we can actually kind of see the window sticker, so feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read everything that this has, standard. Then you've got the options added to this particular one. And then you guys can see total MSRP $59,040. And wait for it. Let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, which have blind spot, throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So we are setting off here in the RX 350L, and let's talk about the road noise and ride quality. So first off, you actually can perceive a difference with the ride quality on this versus a regular RX. This does feel slightly smoother, which makes sense. Generally bigger vehicles just kind of have a little bit of a smoother ride quality, and again, you have to drive them back to back. If you don't drive them back to back, you won't be able to perceive it, but if you drive them back to back, it is perceptible. Aside from that, seats are just as comfortable, and interior is just as quiet. Has a little bit more space right in the back, but yeah, it pretty much feels like an RX, other than the fact, again, it feels just slightly smoother. So we're gonna see how she accelerates. Gosh, I love that 8-speed automatic. It's so buttery smooth. I just drove the hybrid before this, and yeah, this is my preferred engine. I know it doesn't get as good fuel economy, but the 8-speed's just so smooth, and the acceleration feels good, and yeah, just all together sounds really nice, and I like it. Okay, I like it. But is there an acceleration difference between a regular 350 and 350L? Feels about the same. I can't really perceive a difference, so at least that is a positive for today's video. But let's get into setting things up here with this 350L. So first off, I already gave the RX a rating and all that, so I'm not really going to give this a rating. I'm just going to kind of help you guys decide if you should get this or if you should just get a regular RX, or if you should, you know, bump up to getting a bigger version, or sorry, not bigger version, a bigger Lexus like the GX or the LX. So yes, it does have a third row. The third row is like definitely just kids. Like adults just don't work back there. So take that into account. If you're thinking you're gonna be able to take adults back here, if you have bigger kids, probably not gonna be the SUV for you. You're gonna wanna do at least the GX, if not the LX, size-wise. But aside from that, right, there's a little bit of extra space, so if you're gonna haul stuff around, that's great. If you've got little kids right now, that's also a big plus with that third row. And so, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up for me. It definitely adds an added layer of practicality, but it's very limited in use. And so I would kind of lean more towards just getting a regular RX over the L. But I guess if you want a little bit of a smoother ride and you want to just have the added practicality just in case you need to use it in a pinch, then yeah, check out the L. Now let's sum things up for our video on this 2022 Lexus RX 350L. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Lexus here in Murray for giving me some time with the RX. Check out their inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.